What's up guys, Zenigami here, and let's go through 35 Stamina Aokiji Save Ace event. We're going to be using a Shiki 6-star Blackbeard team, and the reason we want to have 6-star Blackbeard is because Aokiji in the final stage is going to have a 3-turn perfect hit barrier. So with a 6-star Blackbeard friend, we will basically ignore that perfect hit barrier for our regular attacks. Remember that special abilities will still be hit by that barrier, unless you're using 6-star Blackbeard's captain ability, because he will ignore it with his 30% health cut. Now you'll notice that my team has a rare recruit Curiel on there. Now you can replace Curiel with anybody at all. The reason I'm using Curiel is because I need him for my int sockets. You need to have level 3, well, you don't need to, but it does make a huge difference to have level 3 anti-bind sockets. If you have level 3 anti-bind, then Aokiji, when he tries to bind your characters, will not bind them at all since he binds for 3 turns. So you can replace Curiel with anybody at all. I will not use his special ability. So if you do that, this team becomes free to play. Now you have to make sure that you have a striker, a slasher, a fighter, and a shooter on your team. So our raid boss, Kizaru, is going to pull double duty. He's going to be a shooter and a fighter. Although that means he does not get a captain boost from our Shiki. He will be boosted by Blackbeard. Everyone else will be boosted by both. Now on stage 2, you're either going to get Kobe or Helmeppo. It's a pretty easy stage. There's no tricks to it. You don't really have to worry about anything until we get to Momonga. Now that does mean, since Momonga has a preemptive cuts health by 50%, that you can go ahead and take a little bit of damage, especially on the early stages. Remember, if you're using the 6-star Blackbeard captain, we really don't want to, well, we can't use like the 1000 Sunny, or we don't have 1000 Sunny 2 on global. What am I saying? You don't have to worry about using, or don't bring any damage reducers, because 6-star Black will make it so that way you cannot use damage reducers. You also don't want to bring the Burning Whitebeard ship, since you can't use a Burning Whitebeard ship to deal damage to Aokiji, since Aokiji's perfect hit barriers will stop that damage from actually going through. Now you'll notice after this I'll have a free-to-play Croc Momonga team that is using the Burning Whitebeard ship, and we're basically using the Burning Whitebeard ship on there to make sure our health stays really low. So we're only really using the Burning Whitebeard ship because it makes us lose health, but on most other teams that health loss will be a negative. And on a lot of teams, you're going to want to kill Aokiji on the first and second turns, because he's going to continuously silence and bind your characters. So especially on the stage right before Aokiji, there is going to be a blue marine girl. She will heal up every turn, so you can stall there forever. It's not the most efficient stalling. You'll take about 3000 damage per turn, but you can manipulate your orbs and get whatever you need to get ready, because whenever you get into Aokiji, we're going to kill him before he even gets to his turn 3, so we're not even going to let him attack. Now on stage 5 here, this has all the seahorses and the seahorse and all the high defense characters. They actually aren't too high defense. You can use the 1000 Sunny special to kill everybody here, but I recommend you do not, because on the next stage we're going to get either Smoker or Shiki. If you get Smoker, Smoker will force you to attack him. He'll have his target lock on himself until he dies. And he's got a pretty hefty amount of health, and you either have to use a special to take out Smoker, or take out Smoker as quickly as you can, because you can get bad guys that are on a single turn attack, which will be quite bad. So I would actually recommend trying to kill anybody on this turn that you can. Remember that you'll get binded for 5 turns depending on which ones are alive. They'll bind the characters that they are weak against for 5 turns. So here I let the green one who's better, or the red one and the green one live. They binded my 2 characters. We use the 1000 Sunny to kill the characters around here. If you get Smoker, you can also use 1000 Sunny to kill characters around Shiki. So that way Shiki will, you can have a much easier time killing Shiki. And you'll also notice on the next team that I use the Croc's ability to kill the characters around there. Once again, because it's just to make it a little bit easier to get through. You don't need the Croc special ability on the the Int Croc ability on the 6-star Croc Momonga free-to-play team. So, we have a ton of health left. Our health doesn't really matter. Shiki will make it so that way tandem and recovery orbs count as badly matching. If you're using, or if you intend to use a Fujitora team, note that the Tashiki's makes tandem and recovery orb count as badly matching will take precedence over Fujitora's ability. So even though Fujitora normally makes recovery and tandem orbs count as matching, Shiki will win, and Shiki will make those count as badly matching instead. So right here, I'm going to be looking for Int orbs on my Smoker and my Curio specifically, since in case if our Dofi gets silenced, then we can still use Smoker for his orb boost. Now, a lot of teams are going to want to do a lot of redundancies, and the whole thing about Aokiji is that Aokiji is going to preemptively silence one of your characters, and if he silences a vital character, you can get in trouble. Like with this team, if he silences our Shiki, we are in a bit of a bind, but you can reset that silence before he ends all his animations or before your turn starts. If you see who he silences and you silence someone that you are absolutely critically in need of, then you can reset that turn and come back into the game. Just exit out of the game and come back in, and you can hopefully get someone else silenced instead. So here I got my purple orbs, that's what I'm looking for. And we will get actually our Smoker silence, which doesn't really matter much. Blackbeard special will go through the perfect hit barriers of Aokiji. Then we use Shiki and Dofi and Kizaru specials, and we are good to go. Just burst them down in a single turn or as quickly as you can. Now he can silence anybody. He can silence your captain, he can silence your friend captain, he can silence any of your subs. Every other turn he will bind one character for 3 turns, so basically on turn 2 you can get a free attack off, and then every other turn he will silence somebody for 3 turns. So if you wait longer in turn 3, it's just probably going to get worse and worse and worse. Now you can delay him, so if you get him low you can always delay him and hope to kill him with regular attacks. If you get him below 20%, he will bind all your characters for 7 turns. And if you get him below 50%, he'll bind your right column for 10 turns. Guys, I've been Zenigami. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck, and y'all stay beautiful.